Hello, I'm Cheryl with Healthy and Keto, and I wanted to talk today about your snacks when you are on keto. So one of the things they say that you shouldn't do is you shouldn't snack. But if you are used to eating a lot of times a day, like maybe 6 times a day, you're probably going to need a snack. Sometimes people are eating a full meal and then they just need something to tide them over until the next meal. So this is what I'm talking about today. So these are the things that I do when I'm wanting to eat. So the first thing is I need to make sure that I really need to eat. This is my salt. I have a lot of salt, and I usually have a little spoon that I use, and I can either put it just on my hand and eat it that way, or put it in some water, and that kind of curbs my appetite. I can also use the salt rock from Redmond's. This is Redmond salt too. Another thing that you could do is use the Ketochow Daily Minerals. This for sure is going to need to be eaten with something. You're not going to be able to do this alone. It's very highly concentrated, and it does give you a little, or at least maybe I should say. For me, it gave me a little bit of an upset stomach, and I did not feel good right after eating it with an empty stomach. So if you're going to use this, make sure that you're eating something with it. Next, these are electrolytes. Again, these are Redmond's Relight. That's another thing that you can do to make sure that you are and truly are hungry. That's one thing to do. So then you can have these. These are sparkling waters. Gives you a little bit of flavor. Kind of, with the bubbles, it kind of fills you up a bit. You could also use a soda stream. I have a soda stream here, and then I can make my own bubbled water. I can use all kinds of different flavors. I've got grapefruit and blackberry, cola, lime, vanilla, and root beer. Oh, and I've got a Mio drop, which is blueberry. So all of these, can add to the flavoring as well. So you can also have some tea. I have some caramel apple tea, and then I have the Tazo. Is that how you say it? Tazo. The Starbucks kind of tea. Any kind of tea. These will just kind of tide you over. If you're just wanting something sweet, but you don't really want to eat, that is a good option. Now, the next things that we're going to be looking at are your sweet treats. So you can use heavy whipping cream. You can make a milkshake using a protein powder and the heavy whipping cream, a little bit of water, and that's a nice treat for you. You could make that into an ice cream. I like to do this. In fact, this is what I did today. I put a little bit of coconut. I put some chocolate chips, Lily's chocolate chips. These are sweetened with stevia, so there's no sugar. And what else did I do? Oh, I put some nuts. I put some pecans and some almonds into a little bowl, and I measured it. I weighed it so that I knew how much. If you are an overeater, a food scale is something that you may want to invest in. They're not very expensive, between 15 and 20 bucks is usually what they cost. So not very expensive, but it is something that will be very helpful if you are eating a lot, if you're an overeater, which I am. So we can have chocolate chips, Lily's chocolate chips. You can use coconut flakes. You can use stevia drops to sweeten it up. I have done in the past, I have melted some butter, put a little bit of cocoa powder in, and put a little bit of stevia with it, and mixed it up to the sweetness that I liked, and put it in the refrigerator. And, you know, maybe 5 or 10 minutes later, I could eat it. You could eat it like a pudding, or if you wanted to wait longer, it would be more of like a candy. You can use coconut cream. I live in Arizona, so here is my coconut oil. This time of year, we can't keep anything from melting. Everything melts. If you are a sweets person, you're going to want to have some Swerve, which is erythritol sweetener. That for me is not as pleasant, so I'm kind of trying not to use that. You can also use olive oil for your fat bombs. Obviously, those are going to be more of a soupy kind of fat bomb. And then, of course, you can have some butters, some nut butters. Be careful with your nut butters. This is going to be your savior. You need to make sure that you weigh it to figure out how much, because this can add up the carbs super, super fast. So I would definitely recommend that you weigh things. Now, the rest of these things that I have over here are more for your savory people. I like all the sweet stuff, but I know some people, they need their chips, they need those kinds of things. So, and I forgot some now. Okay, so sour cream and pork rinds. You can put some spices in this and make this into a dip, and you can use these as your chips. Have some beef and cheese sticks. Those are healthy. Those are very good for you for the fats and the protein. Pepperoni. What I forgot to do is get my cheese out, but that's okay. So pepperoni, if you put them in the microwave, leave them in there probably about 2 minutes, and leave them set out for a bit, they're going to be crunchy. So you can have that as your chip. You can also do the same thing with cheese, and you can cut them up, or you can just, make little small portions of your cheese in order to have the chip. But one of the things that I would recommend is you let it sit. If you let it sit, it will harden up. If you just eat it right away, it's just going to be a mushy cheese or a mushy pepperoni. As I said before, nuts are good, but you want to make sure that you're weighing them because they do have carbs in them. So let's look at this particular one. This is pecans, and 1 ounce is a serving, so that's about 1/4 cup. You can weigh that, or 28 grams. And then that would give you 4 carbohydrates. Of those 4 carbohydrates, 3 are fiber. So if you are one of those people that subtract the fiber, that would give you 1 gram of carbs per ounce. That's not a lot. In fact, we'll weigh this in just a moment. Same thing with the almonds. Almonds is 6 grams of carbohydrates and 3 fibers. So this one would be 3 grams. So of the two, the pecans are the better choice. And then lastly are the sardines and the tuna. Now, these are good if you are just like, I'm really hungry right now. I don't want to wait. You just pop these open and start eating. This has got a lot of protein, not very much fat. Let me look at the fat content. 0.5 grams of total fat. This one is going to have more, and I don't see the nutrition label. This must have been on the outside of the can. So outside of the package, it came with 6. So this is going to have a little bit more fat in it. But let's measure out the pecans. So let me get a bowl here. Okay, I'm going to put this on my bowl here, and I'm going to measure out 28 grams. And it's 0 grams right now. Oops. Got some on the floor. My dog will get it, I know. Oh, there's 29, so close enough. 29 grams. So this is 1 serving. It is not very much. I'll put it in my hand so you can see. Okay. My dog's going to be happy with me. Okay, so that's it. There's not a lot there. It's a handful, basically a handful. And when you think about it, that's a good measure. That's when you think about it, it's 1 handful. That's your serving size for nuts. So they add up very quickly. What are some of your favorite keto snacks? I would love to find out. And if you would, please like and subscribe and tell me about your favorite keto snacks. Talk to you soon.